Hello, everybody. Happy day. It's the weekend. Can you believe it? I feel like it's been a long time coming. Although we seem to be having like 5 weeks of weekend days right now with this whole stay at home with COVID. I'm glad that you are here and that you are watching. If you're watching after the live event, then please hashtag replay in the comments below. And don't forget, I can't be here without you watching, so I really appreciate that you are watching me and supporting me every day, and I really appreciate you being here. All right, so this morning we go into chapter 16 out of 21 for the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And for those of you who are catching this video for the first time, go to my YouTube channel and you can catch up with the other 15 chapters that we've done. I've done a video every single day for the last 15 days on these laws. It's a different law every single day. We've had a lot of fun, so you can check over at the YouTube channel to get the rest of the laws. That would be really cool for you to have and for you to study, for you to learn, especially if you have the book. And if you don't have the book, I will throw the link down below on this video so you have a chance to get it. And if it looks anything like mine, it's going to be outlined or underlined, scribbled, and who knows what else to that book, because it's a really good one. I think it's something that you'll come back to time and time again. And it's definitely something that you can apply to your business straight away. Okay. All right. So that's the point, right? We're trying to grow our businesses, try new things, try new challenges. So this series has been designed for that. So we're going to get started right now. Oh, right here. How about this? Good morning. Hello, Lynn. Hello. I don't supposed to be, I don't know, a horn, but it sounds like a gun to me. I don't know. Okay, we're going to get started. All right, so the law of the big Mo is what we're learning today, number 16. Basically, what this law is, momentum is a leader's best friend. Momentum is a leader's best friend. If we don't have momentum, we're going to have a struggle, right? Many times momentum is the only thing that makes the difference between winning and losing. It's so true. The only difference between winning and losing is momentum. So which do you think comes first? Here's a question straight away. Do you think momentum comes first, or do you think growth comes first? What do you think? I'm going to see if you answer, and if not, I will tell you what I think. Which comes first, the momentum or growth? Lynn says she agrees. Which one? She agrees about momentum. Okay, so which comes first, momentum or growth? It's like the chicken or the egg, right? It's the chicken or the egg. Which one comes first? There's really no answer for this. However, you can only fan the flame so long. The momentum will eventually die if there's no growth. It will eventually die if there's no growth. All right, Lynn says, growth. Yes, eventually your momentum will die if there is no growth. The great exaggeration, which is on page 197 of your book, if you have one, talks about momentum is the great exaggerator. When you have momentum, small problems don't matter. Success matters. Winning matters, right? When you've got momentum, when you feel that your business is starting to grow and you pick up that momentum, that's when you guys are going to start seeing your success, and that's when you're going to start thinking winning is happening. Good morning, Angelique. Welcome. Okay, I have a lot of toys. I can't help myself. All right, so discuss how a roadblock can stop if you have no momentum. Discuss how a roadblock can stop if you have no momentum. So let's talk about a moving train. Good morning, Samantha. Lovely to see you. Okay, so momentum can, if you have a train that's moving at a high speed, it can crash right through a brick wall and keep going, right? It's just going to go straight through that brick wall because it has that momentum behind it. If you take the same train that is stopped and you put a tiny little rock on the track, right by the driving wheel of that train can't even get going, right? Because there's no momentum pushing it. So something as tiny as a little rock can prevent that massive train from even moving. There's no momentum. Once you have that momentum, that train can plow right through a brick wall. See the difference? So when we're growing our businesses and when we're working our businesses, we are trying and striving to get that momentum, because that's when the success comes and that's when the winning comes. All right. Momentum. Remember this. Momentum always begins with the leader, right? Our leadership is a big deal. It's a big responsibility. And over the last 15 days, we've learned a lot about leadership. And every time we hear a new law, we build on top, okay? We're like building leadership levels and we're growing and growing and growing. And we have been growing over the last 15 days. All right, so momentum begins with the leader. You cannot kindle a fire in any other heart until it is burning within your own. You cannot kindle a fire within your heart unless it is burning within your own. That's a quote by Eleanor Doan. So let's ask ourselves what all this means. First of all, are you attracting like-minded people to your team? Are you attracting like-minded people to your team? So look at the people that you have on your team if you have a team. And this team could be any kind of team, right? As we've been discussing over the last couple of weeks, it could be a direct sales team. It could be a corporate team. It could be you're the head of the household and that's your team. Are you attracting like-minded people to your team? When you look around at your team, who's on your team? Are they similar to you? Are they completely different? Are there a variety of people? Are you modeling enthusiasm on your team? Are you modeling enthusiasm? And if not, what steps can you take to increase your momentum today? What do you guys think that you could do today that will increase your momentum on your team? Can you come up with any ideas? Sorry, I have to have a drink. And then we're going to look at naming 3 roadblocks to momentum that you have encountered that stops your win. Angelique says you have to model the behaviors and energy you want to see. So true. So true. That's all of leading, right? We've talked about this in the last few weeks. If you're leading and nobody is following you, you're just going for a walk, right? Because there's nobody behind you. The whole point of leading is to have followers, and you're going to get followers if you're a great leader, and that's exactly what we're learning to do. All right, so are you modeling enthusiasm? Are you negative Nelly? Are you a negative Nelly, or do you model enthusiasm for your team? And if you're not, how can you create momentum? So a lot of times the problems with teams is you don't have a good team leader, right? And you don't have a good team leader because they're not investing into their team. They're not pouring into their team. And if you're not investing and you're not pouring, that team's going to dry up and you're going to end up without a team, right? That's just what's going to happen. You have to be able to invest in your team and pour into your team, and then you create that team momentum, and the team ends up wanting to do more because you are doing more for them. So it's a win-win situation because they're growing and they're hitting success because you are going down into your team and lifting them up. All right, so 3 roadblocks to momentum that you've encountered that stopped your win. Anybody got any suggestions or experience with this? I think ego is a roadblock. I think ego is a huge roadblock. If you have a team and you are a team leader and you start talking about this success and becoming egotistical over the level of leadership that you have or the level of team that you have, that drives negativity and a wedge, like a negativity wedge between you and your team. And eventually your team is going to fizzle away because they don't want to be around somebody like that. They want people to actually love and care for them. All right, so that's number 1. Thank you guys for clapping. Oh dear. All right. When you have momentum, your problem is not your problem. You just pass right over it. So when you are on that moving train and you've got that momentum and you're heading for your wins and you're heading for your successes, problems don't seem to be as problematic as they do when you're stuck on the track with the rock in front of you and you cannot move, just can't go forward. Angelique says complacency, 100%. 100%. If you're complacent, you're dead, right? I mean, nothing's happening. If you forget, or you don't bother, or if you just are static, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So remember that when you have that momentum in your team, and you're pushing your team, and you're going down into your team, and you're pouring into your team, and you're loving your team, and all this stuff about your team, problems that used to be problems aren't going to be there, because you're moving and you're winning and you're on the road to success. So the little things that used to bother you are not going to bother you. All right. So this goes back to the train. Issues need to be worked through quickly with ease. They threaten your momentum, right? So if you have an issue or a problem, you have to deal with it. You have to look it in the eye head on, because if you don't, it's going to be insurmountable. And before you know it, it's going to stop your momentum. So we talked about the train. A train traveling 55 miles an hour hits a wall, continues momentum, right? A train traveling 55 miles an hour hits a wall and stops. There's no momentum. How are you geared for traveling? How are you geared for traveling? How are you geared as a train to travel through and break down those barriers, break down those walls, and increase your momentum so that you and your team can win and have success? How are you doing that? How are you geared for that? I'm going to wait a second, have a sip of my drink, and see if any of you put comments down. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Thank you for watching, by the way. I appreciate that. All right, and what are you doing today to keep the train from hitting the wall and stopping? When you are a leader, you have to think ahead before you fall back, right? So let's use this video series for a moment. I have momentum with this video series because there's a few of you that have watched every single day. Lynn Anderson has been on here every single day. Angelique comes in and out. She's here quite often. You know, I'm building momentum with those viewers, right? So with you viewers, you're starting to get into the habit after 15 days of knowing that I'm here and that I'm going to be on. And if you like this series and you keep coming back, I'm sure that you're probably taking notes, or you're at least taking this information in and processing it, and it's giving you some kind of creativity to help you grow. I'm creating momentum through this series. I'm expected now to be on here every day, because it's like, oh, and I think that if I didn't show up today or tomorrow, you guys might be thinking, okay, what happened to the video series? But as long as it takes me to create momentum, it takes no time to lose it. So let's say I decide I'm not going to come on for the next couple of days, and then I start up again. I'm going to now have to start building that momentum again, because I've broken you of the habit of coming on here and watching this every day. That being said, because I've grown this momentum, I don't want it to stop. So I've said numerous times through this series that as soon as the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership is over, I'm going to move into another book, and I'm going to, facilitate that learning for you, because I've gained some momentum. So if you think of it that way, what is it that you can do on a daily basis for your team to create that momentum again? Because it's easy to lose, it's hard to gain, but you can gain it and you can get it back and you can have it. So what can you do? All right. Discuss the steps you will incorporate to coach others to identify their obstacles and the tools to move through all of these challenges. So I find this easy, and the reason I find it easy because I do it, right? And I do it, and I've learned it, and I continue to do it. What you're doing for yourself to create momentum, and what you're doing for yourself to grow a team, and what you're doing to yourself to be not complacent, like Angelique says, share that information with others. Pour that knowledge into your team. You know, the death of a team leader is somebody who withholds all their information. They get poured into, and they take it and they hold it and they don't let it go, right? So all of the information that you learn here, you should be, taking it back to your teams. I mean, if you want me to take it back to your teams, let me know and I'll jump on your videos and I can train your teams too. I mean, but somebody needs to be. If you're not going to do it, get somebody that can do it. Okay. All right. What skills and strategies have you developed to allow full momentum at a comfortable speed through to the challenge to win? So for those of you that are actively working on momentum and you've developed that momentum and you're going, what are the things that you have done to create that at a comfortable speed? Like you're driving a train at 55 miles an hour, you're comfortable at 55 miles an hour, you've got that momentum, it's going to keep going. The people that you are leading are behind you and they're just following you, they're lifting you up, you're coming down and lifting them up. What is it that you're doing to do that? And once you figure that out, how can you inspire your big momentum? How can you inspire that? All right, so that's the law of the Big Mo. Remember the law of the Big Mo, momentum is a leader's best friend. Momentum is a leader's best friend. If you don't have any momentum and you need to get it, try to figure out how you're going to make that happen. All right. If you find something that's making you successful, stick with it, grow it, make it your passion and go forward, or find something that you're passionate about. Okay. So tomorrow, day 17, we're going to be talking about the law of priorities. The law of priorities. Hang on. Yay. We're going to. The law of priorities, people, is tomorrow. That's going to be a good one. So think about the following in order to be ready for tomorrow. Are you ready to shake up your life and move forward out of your comfort zone in order to live and work according to your priorities? Okay, I might get a little carried away tomorrow because I'm all about this comfort zone. I do a load of keynote speeches about the comfort zone. So if we're going to be talking about that tomorrow, you might want to get a sandwich. We might be here for a bit. So tomorrow we're talking about the law of priorities. All right. So think about these three things. Number one, are you ready to shake up your life and move forward out of your comfort zone in order to live and work according to your priorities? I know you are. Sometimes people are uncomfortable, but I'm going to help you get comfortable tomorrow. Okay. We're going to talk about this. Number two, what is not working in your life? What is not working in your life? And number three, describe why it isn't working. Describe why it isn't working. And then tomorrow when we talk, I want you to throw those comments down and let's discuss it, okay? And you guys that have teams, invite them to come to the broadcast, all right? Because especially if you have a team that you're struggling with because you think that they're uncomfortable or they're unsure of how to do their business and it's having a profound effect on your business, bring them, invite them, post this on your team pages, do whatever you've got to do, because tomorrow we are going to shake and shimmy those teammates and we're going to get them out of that comfort zone. All right. So I am excited about that. All right. So tomorrow morning, between the hour of 8 and 9, I will be here. And if there's anything I can do for you in between then, let me know. If we discuss something and you don't get it, you just can't figure it out, that's okay. Let me know that too. And we'll have a sidebar conversation through private message or Zoom or whatever you need, and we'll discuss it. Okay? Because we don't want you to get stuck halfway through and not figure out what the rest of it means. All right, guys, I'm going to head off here and get some breakfast. Thank you so much for watching yet again. And I'm so excited to see all of you tomorrow morning. Have a fabulous weekend, a fabulous day, and stay dry because it's raining. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.